Hey, what's up, everybody? So, I've had a couple requests in the comment sections on the last few of my videos to talk about uh, just some detector specifics, mainly on the triple score. A couple guys interested in the F75. And so, I think what I'm going to do is just kind of do a overall talk about metal detecting right now, what you get for your money, today's tech versus yesterday's kingpin, and then the relic hunter's delight over here. So let's just start with the old stallion here. The F75, old tech. A lot of people don't or already know this thing's been out for shoot. I don't know, I think they come out in like the mid 2000s, late mid 2000s, something like that. But Fisher made a lot of updates to these over the years, in here and some here. Ergonomically, though, this is one of the best metal detectors I've ever held in my hand. And I've owned, I think, 15 different models of detector. So, yeah, this thing is just a joy to swing. It uses AA batteries, so that's one way it's out of date right there. However, it makes it so well balanced because you have all this weight under the arm cuff, and it's fantastic to swing. And it basically makes the coil end so light, and the shape of the grip over this curved stem. I mean, and just the simplicity of the layout and the way the ground grab and the pinpoint function work, like, aside from the weight of the Deus machines, the F75 is the best feeling detector in the hand that I've ever held. Okay, but that's about that. You got to put batteries in it. They do last over 30 hours. But let's talk about how's that different from something like the triple score, which the triple score is a pretty good standard for what all metal detectors are doing right now, aside from XP. So you're still got a corded coil, carbon fiber shafts, the battery and everything is contained in this unit, which it's still an ergonomic feel. Nokta's always had a good handle design on these straight shaft detectors that they've been releasing since the Simplex. But it does, when it's wearing its regular size coil here, when it's wearing its regular size coil, to me, it's not bad. I can swing it all day, but it still does have a little bit of a nose heavy feel compared to the F75. And coil for coil, that coil is a lot lighter than the stock triple score coil. And most coils on most detectors are right in the same size range as what the triple score is running. So on the F75, headphone options, you're kind of limited. 1/4-inch headphone jack back here. It's up to you what you're going to run. I am so far beyond corded headphones. I can't stand them unless I'm in the water. So I actually started when I had the T2 was I bought these, which are kind of hard to find now. They're made by Detectors. It's got a little module here, a transmitter, and then a wireless headphone. So I'm able to band the transmitter right here under my arm, which is perfect. You don't even know it's there. And then I snake the coil or the lead for the wiring up under the arm cuff and then right back into here. It's problem free. It turns it, you get wireless headphones on any detector. I've even used that on the Deus too when I want to use the puck on the stem, which renders the back phone useless. So I've used that on the Deus too as well. The audio's not as good through those headphones as it is the triple score or the Deus headphones, but hey, it's a great workaround and you don't have to fiddle with a cord. Triple score, like most other current detectors that I know of, except for the Vortex, come with great, I mean, I'm talking super comfortable, good audio, Bluetooth headphones. Love it. It's great. And then when it's cold out, they even keep your ears warm. It's nice. So there's that. And you may be able to pair other headphones to this. I don't know. I know they make an adapter cable to where you could pair up something like that to this if you wanted to, which I don't know why you'd want to do that. And then the XP stuff, these are great. It's a back phone. Of course, I have the WS6 Master for my Deus 2. I do not have a full remote for the Deus 2. I had the WS4 and a full remote for the Deus 1. These are great. They're super lightweight. Disadvantages are you're not going to be able to see the target ID while you're swinging. And they will, man. They hurt your ears after a while. I don't care who you are. You clip those things on your ear, get about 4 hours in, your ear's going to start getting sore. And by the time you take them off after a full day hunt, your ears are going to hurt. But then you're fine. It's fine. It is what it is. They do make a big set like this for the Deus that the puck clips into, and that would take care of that issue. I've never sprung for them. It doesn't bother me that bad. So let's talk about some features. Start off, the Fisher is super stinking powerful. It has a ton of depth and a mid-range sensitivity. So like the stock sensitivity is like 75. That's plenty. You don't even need to mess with it. It's great. I have a video up. One of my last videos is these two detectors on an 11-inch quarter. They both hit it. Neither of these machines, in my personal opinion, have really great audio. I mean, the Triple Score has that Equinox MindLab-esque fluty kind of tone. It's a little bit different. It's a little more preferable to me, actually. I wish they wouldn't have went that way, personally. I like a more ratty, pulse width type sound. This has that. This has a more analog tone to it, and I dig that. I like that. I'm a full tone guy and a pitch tone guy. I don't use numbered tones, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't use that. However, this detector has all that. It even has tone options that will make nickels come in as a high tone or nickel range. And it has a pretty good ID on it. That mode does work. Now, if you're in a sea of pull tabs, it's going to frustrate you. Some pull tabs are going to come right up in that high range. This has a great, I'm talking awesome, modulated pitch tone in its two-tone setup. And I use it pretty much exclusively in boost mode. This has a good pitch tone. It reminds me of like Deus Square Audio, or I guess probably the Manicore has something like it. It's good. It is good. Both of these machines are lacking nuance in the audio that both of these machines are chock full of. The Deus audio is the best detector audio that I've ever heard. Out of all the, I think around 15 metal detectors I've owned, they got it nailed. I don't even need an ID when I hunt with these detectors. And they're my favorite detectors because of that. It's super light. I don't need to stare at a screen. I put that thing in full tones or pitch tones depending on the site that I'm on and just go to town. I recover more targets with these than the others because I have a screen in front of me on these, and I'll end up circling a target and wanting to look at numbers, and then I'm trying to figure out, well, this is a 60 ID scale, this is a 99 scale. Iron is 0 to 10 on this and 0 to 15 on this. On a T2, it's 0 to 40, like your Garrett machines. So then you're stuck like, well, where's that come in? What am I doing here? Full tones on this machine is called 99 tone. It's terrible. I will never use it. Full tones on this machine is 60 tone. It's pretty good. I like it. It works well. This machine's waterproof. This one can handle light rain, but anything other than that, and I wouldn't even go out with it. Adjustments. Fisher was probably one of the first, definitely probably in the American companies, to give you a reactivity speed adjustment in one of their firmware updates. It's only available on the F75 and T2, the Plus models, special edition models, the LTD models, but the classic models didn't have it. That's FA process, the fast process, and it's probably equivalent to reactivity 3 or 4 on the Deus machines. It's pretty blistering quick. Works good in an iron patch. They added iron audio to this machine also over the years, which makes the FA process a lot better because you can go into a lower iron tone. So if you're hunting an iron patch in like a disked field that has an old home site, fast process will mop up the first 4 inches of dirt amongst the nails and do pretty good. I don't prefer it. I've done my best with this machine using boost process in the woods and in open pasture where stuff is deep. That's what I like this detector for. This machine, wearing this coil, has adjustable reactivity. Doesn't matter about the coil, but it does have adjustable reactivity, and it will do really good in an iron patch using this little football coil running the reactivity 3+. I do pretty good with it. And this machine's sensitivity can be turned down and still punch deep as well, as you see in that last video I did with the quarter. This has an iron filter adjustment, which is like your iron bias or your, I don't know what's Deus call it, silencer. Yeah. It also has reactivity. It's got bottle cap reject. This has a bottle cap mode in it as well. It's got a ton of tone options. So does this. What else? You got a flashlight and a vibrating handle and some other gimmicky stuff that I would never really care for. The flashlight does work good. I've used it on the beach at night. So there's a lot of current tech stuffed into this. This machine out-separates this machine pretty substantially. Even the original Simplex would out-separate the T2 and the F75. Just, it's a fact. People may not like to hear that, but even the original Simplex would out-separate those detectors. The only thing Fisher and Technetics offer, and even Bounty Hunter offers it, that will come close to this level of separation is the Time Ranger Pro, the G2 Plus, and the F19. They're all three the same machine, but the G2 is on this kind of a stem instead of old school curved S stem. But those detectors with small coils will come close to separating in iron like this and the machines before it, down to the original Simplex. But with all that being said, and depth-wise, these two are neck and neck if you're in boost process, which is about the only process I use on these. The default process, jewelry process, and whatever else it's got, I don't ever use it. It doesn't really fit my hunting style. I don't go into parks and places with modern trash with this. I would prefer this detector for that because of the multi-frequency options. This is a 13 kilohertz machine. This is up to 40 in the multis. And multi-frequency has its benefits. It does. It really does. It doesn't give you more depth or anything that I can tell, but it helps with IDing targets amongst other targets. And if you want to know the most information about your target that you're fixing to dig up, then multi-frequency does that. So there's that whole thing. I mean, multi-frequency is the hot thing now. I guess it's an advantage. I can see where it can be an advantage. In my mild dirt, really, though, like from the tests I've done side by side, even with these two detectors, running single frequency or the multi-frequency, if there's a good, clean target out there, they're all going to hit it. You get into iron, those two will pull things that these two can't see. But for outright depth, and on the beach, this detector is great on the beach. It is great on the beach. And I've had some complaints about this machine, and they're on video, and I still stand by it. There's things on this machine that could be improved. And whether or not they want to hear that or do anything about it, whatever. It's probably the best bang for your buck in metal detecting right now. Unless you want to spend just a little bit more, you can get the WS6 Master Days 2, which if you're a guy who's got, wants to spend less than $1,000 but wants super performance, that's where you need to be. WS6 Master with the Days 2, 9 or 11 inch coil, whatever your flavor is. But let's talk about these two detectors for a minute. All the features that are in these two machines, literally everything, is a little more hard to get waterproofing in these for diving or submersion, but it can be done. It can easily be done. It's just not out of the box like it is on this. But the Deus 2 goes to 60 feet or something submersible. Anyway, 98% of the capabilities of these detectors exist in these detectors with far superior audio and less weight. And I've never broke anything from XP. I'm not real hard on my detectors. I've never broke anything from Nokta. I don't even think I've broken any of my Fishers or Technetic stuff. But these, starting with the Deus 1, when I got it in 2021, I was late to the party. That thing transformed my metal detecting. I absolutely loved it. It became the most versatile detector I had at the time. I even had an Equinox 800 and sent it down the road because I just didn't jive with it. MindLab audio just doesn't really do it for me. I've never tried the Elite or the Manicore. I'm interested in the Elite. I feel like it's probably got the edge on the triple score just a little bit there. But I've absolutely tore up iron patches and relic sites using that white HF coil on the Deus 1 in all the frequencies from 14 kilohertz all the way up to 54 kilohertz hunting with that metal detector. I trust it. I know what it's telling me. The audio is superb. Depth modulation is superb. And then it all goes to another level with this one right here, the Deus 2. That thing, it was my favorite detector as soon as I took it out because it brings so much that this one had, but it adds a more simplistic menu setup, in my opinion, on the headphone control, the WS6. And it's just, you can tell it's refined. It's a more refined, powerful version of that right there. It handles EMI really well. And the triple score does okay. And this, when they come out with DST, does okay. But neither of them can hang with that. The Fisher machine that handles EMI the best is the G2, F19, Time Ranger Pro. Those three identical models from the three umbrella companies of First Texas handle EMI incredibly well. And that's a really good detector. I've been thinking about picking up another one just because I like having one. But yeah, the Deus 2, Deus 1, they house everything that's great about these detectors, plus more. Just, I trust that thing more than any other detector I have when I go out and swing it. Like tomorrow, I'm going out to try to find more relic spots in this massive chunk of woods that I got access to. And I'm going to swing that. Because no matter what I come across, I'll be able to use it in any environment. And you could say that about this. It does pretty good. It does pretty good. And you could even, an experienced guy could do that with this too. But for some reason, I have an extra peace of mind when swinging that detector right there. I feel like if you got the money to spend, a WS6 Master Deus 2 is the way to go in the hobby right now. Followed by the triple score or the Elite from MindLab. Probably the Elite. I think it's a pretty similar package. I think you get, I don't know, I could be wrong, but I think you get 2 coils with it and the wireless headphones on the Expedition package. But if you're stuck around this long and you are looking for a detector, make sure you get a hold of Ryan at the Metal Detecting Shop. You can find him online. That guy will do you right. I've dealt with him. I got my triple score from him. I got this F75 from him. I got the Deus 2 from him. Good dude in the industry when it comes to his policies and his pricing. And I want to do a shout out to a channel real quick. I've been meaning to do this for a long time. There's a guy named Eric up in Michigan, and his channel's Digging Deep Detecting. And if any of you are like me, the reason I got into metal detecting was to find the oldest stuff possible for where I live. That's what I love. That's what I want. I want colonial, Civil War, settlement era, fur trade era was a big thing in the upper Midwest where I was at. And he is on it when it comes to fur trade artifacts. I'm talking the stuff that he is digging is the stuff I dream of and want. The reason I started metal detecting up there was to find the fur trade sites. And he does it, man. He does it. So that's Eric with Digging Deep Detecting. Check out his channel. And thank you all for watching. Happy New Year. Go out and buy a detector and get to work.